Bless up, bless up. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet. Let's go to work.
Women are wired to respond to displays of masculine energy, just like you're wired to respond when she tosses her hair or walks with that subtle hip movement that drives you crazy. Picture this. You're sitting across a woman you really like, and suddenly she's staring at you with this look in her eyes that you've never seen before. Her pupils dilate slightly. She leans in closely, and there's that electric tension in the air. What did you just do? You simply ran your hand against her hair. And that's it. One small move with your body, and suddenly, she's completely captivated. I'm about to share with you the secret body language moves that tap into something much deeper than just physical attraction.
The body language is amazing because flirting, the look, the whole thing. We're going to dive into this thing together. And we're going to open up some eyes and ears and we're going to work on shifting this dynamic instead of it being such a division between men and women. Let's get back to love. Let's get back to that place.
These moves trigger what experts call the law of polarity, the natural magnetic pull between masculine and feminine energy. When you master these, you're not just changing how you look, you're changing how women feel when they're around you. These body languages cues send signals directly to the emotional part of her brain, bypassing logic entirely. It's pure instinct, and it's incredibly powerful. There are 12 simple things you can do with your body right now that will make women look at you completely differently. Things so easy that you're probably already doing some of them without even realizing their power. But here's the catch. There's also one thing that 90% of men do every single day that kills attraction instantly. And if you're someone who spends time at a computer or loves gaming, you're probably doing it right now. The first move is something you can do right now, no matter where you are. Simply run your hands through your hair if you're bald or if you have a shaved head. Run your hand through your scalp instead. There's something about this gesture that women find absolutely magnetic. Maybe
That is so true. When you do that, men, now, when you do that, for some reason, it just turns a woman on. Pay attention to her body language when you do that. Pay attention to her facial micros when you do that. If she looks at you and she gives you that little, side smile like, okay, yeah.
it's because it shows confidence, or maybe it draws attention to your facial structure. Whatever the reason, the simple move consistently gets results. Number 2, here's another one that works. Stroke your jawline or beard. This gesture emphasizes your masculine features and shows you're comfortable with your own masculinity.
I do that a lot. I find myself doing that a lot sometimes, or, I'm here, or, these little gestures, these little things, man. Trust me, women know. The right woman, she knows, because the right woman would do the same thing. Once again, the conversation, it may seem one-sided, but no, it's a two-edged sword on this one. Because there are things that women will do that shows her interest. And it's basically the same thing if you really look at it. Let's continue.
Women don't have beards. And this subtle reminder of your male characteristics triggers that polarity response we talked about earlier. Now let's talk about facial expressions. Try this next time you're talking to a woman. Slightly tilt your head and raise one eyebrow while looking at her with amusement. It's like you know something she doesn't, or you're playfully judging her in a good way. You can even shake your head and mock disapproval. This creates intrigue and shows you're not intimidated by her presence. Here's a power move that requires a bit more confidence. Put your hands behind your head. Lean back and look at her with the same amused expression. It's like you're doing a casual ab stretch while maintaining eye contact. When she asks what you're thinking about, just shake your head like you're keeping a delicious secret. This drives curiosity through the roof.
And she's going to want to know. And she's going to ask you. Like, it's going to pique her interest.
Speaking of looking at her, here's something that separates confident men from everyone else. Look at her without restraint, not in a creepy way, but in a genuine appreciation and a hint of desire. Look at her like you're imagining something playful that you two could do together. This direct attention is incredibly flattering when done right.
When you look at her and you have that direct eye contact. It's kind of like a serious facial expression, but not, but you're still gentle. But you letting her know I'm into you. You letting her know you have my undivided attention. Okay?
Take this a step further by nodding approvingly when you're checking her out from head to toe. Again, this only works if she's already interested in you. But when the attraction is mutual, this kind of obvious appreciation makes her feel incredibly desirable. Now, here's something any guy can do. Even if you're not sure about her interest levels yet, lift something heavy in front of her. It could be moving furniture, carrying groceries. When women see you're handling physical tasks with ease, it triggers their attraction to male strength and capability. If she's already interested in you, this might even include lifting her. But we'll get to that later. Once you've established some connection, try pulling her towards you or wrapping your arms around her from behind. This obviously depends on your relationship stage.
That's the thing that I enjoy doing the most. I don't mind picking a woman up, but just being able to come from behind her and give her that nice, warm, firm hug, that nice, firm, warm hold. And then my voice alone, and then I whisper in her ear, how you doing, baby? How was your day? I love you. Those little things will just set the tone, okay?
But physical leadership like this taps into something primal. You're showing protective instincts and taking charge of the physical space between you. Here's another leadership move that women absolutely love. Take her hand, give it a gentle squeeze, and lead her somewhere. Maybe it's to a different room. Maybe it's across the street. The key is the confident grip and the assumption that she'll follow your lead.
When you do that, and a lot of these things I didn't know that I had to master, okay? And I'm so glad that Miss Remy is touching and highlighting these things because these are things for men to know. These are things for women to know because there are gestures that women do as well to show that they're interested. Like I said, this series is going to be a two-edged part. It can be used either way, but we still going to bring the truth home and we still going to have them hard conversations.
Research shows even if you're the same size as a woman, your grip strength is about 30% more stronger than hers. This physical difference, when expressed gently, triggers attraction. When things get more intimate, there's a move that makes women completely melt. Hold her face in your hand and look deeply into her eyes, what feels like an uncomfortable moment, before you kiss her.
Yes, yes, yes. It is endearing. Okay? It is endearing. It it is like it makes her just melt in your hands where you two are just gazing into each other's eyes.
This shows incredible self-control and dominance over the situation. You're not rushing, you're savoring the moment, and you're completely in charge. Here's one that sounds aggressive, but works incredibly well when she's attracted to you. Box her in against the wall. Put one arm against the wall next to her head. Or if you're about to kiss her, maybe both arms. When done right, this makes her feel feminine, protected, and vulnerable in the best possible way. She's trapped, but she wants to be trapped by you. The final intimate move is for when you're both ready to take things to the next level. Literally sweep her off her feet and take charge in the bedroom. This ultimate display of physical dominance and leadership, when she wants it, triggers complete submission to your man.
Now, when we're talking about the bedroom, let me just say this, ladies. Do not take advice from women that ain't getting any. That's rule number one. I'm going to say it again. Do not take advice from women that aren't getting any. We all have sexual desires and needs. There's nothing wrong with voicing that. Okay? But it's how you voice it. And doing so, don't be afraid to go after what you want. Don't be afraid to go after what you need. Don't be afraid to be available and be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to do that. Be that. Because if you be that with the right person, it's going to end up being a good experience across the board. Sometimes individuals, they shortchange themselves, or they shoot themselves in the foot, or they are too afraid to voice what they need when it comes to the bedroom because they don't want to be looked down upon. No, a good person is going to respect you because you honest and you straightforward. I just want to highlight that because when it comes to the bedroom, when you are with a person that is fun, creative, that's going to create a wonderful experience.
Masculine energy. But now I need to tell you about the one thing that kills all of this completely. It's so common, especially among men who works with computers or spend hours gaming. I'm talking about slouching. Poor posture immediately signals women that you're lazy, uninterested, unfit, depressed, or lacking confidence. If you spend your days hunched over a screen, you're developing what's called tech neck. Good posture isn't about looking better. It actually changes your psychology. When you stand tall, you feel more confident, more energetic.
And that's one thing I want to address to men too and women. Your posture. Change your posture. You don't have to walk with your head down. Pick your head up. Smile. Say thank you. Do a nice gesture. All of these things that we didn't pay attention to or we were never taught. I'm displaying it. I'm showing it. I'm sharing so that you can attract and draw to you the man or woman of your dreams. And it end up being a mutual attraction. Both of you lean in with good intentions that it may go somewhere and lead to greater things.
And more positive. This confidence radiates outwards and becomes incredibly attractive to women. Your physiology affects your psychology, and your psychology affects your physiology. Here's a bonus move that might surprise you. When you're driving with her, reverse into a parking spot using the old school method. One hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the back of her seat, looking backwards with complete confidence. This showcases spatial awareness and control that triggers masculine attraction. While you're driving normally, try controlling the wheel with just one hand or even a couple fingers, while your other hand rests behind her neck. These moves work because they amplify natural
Or you drive with one hand and you put that other hand on her thigh. Give it a nice little squeeze. You let her know you're not only confident, but you're comfortable. And you let her know that everything's okay. You're protected. You're loved. You're served. You see, men, when you are in a place where you can make a woman feel vulnerable, comfortable, peaceful, relaxed, and so forth, it's a win-win. Guess what? She's doing the same thing as well. So it's a win-win for both.
Masculine traits while allowing her to feel more feminine in response. It's not about being aggressive or dominant in a negative way. It's about being confidently masculine in a way that creates space for her femininity to shine. The key to all of this is reading the situation correctly. These moves work when there's mutual interest and appropriate timing. They're about expressing confidence, not forcing interaction. When you use these techniques naturally and authentically, they become incredibly powerful tools for building attraction and connection. Remember, attraction is not logical. It's emotional and instinctual. These body languages cues directly, they communicate strength, confidence, protection, and leadership, all qualities that trigger positive emotional responses.